stuff like that on the plate, and I have to use my hand and wash it right there and put it into the racks, And I was like, oh man, I'm thinking as I was doing that, I was thinking about my maid servants in Jakarta. I was like, man, Bob, come here, Bob, do this, I won't touch that, but I did it. But I did it. All of those things that God put me in a place, I did not want to take it for granted. And for everything, from the little thing that God gave me, He examined my heart. He searched in my heart. And then He proved me. He is the one that said, well done, good and faithful servant. You are responsible for the little things, I'll give you more. And then more. And then more. And then more. All I have to do, all I have to focus about is just the little things that I've given. That little things. And as I'm responsible to the little things, as I'm being a good steward and being a good servant of the Lord, and then give more and more. That more is just the joy. The joy. It's hard to have more. Do you know that? That's why a lot of people don't like to be promoted. Because even though the money is more, but the responsibility are more. But God allowed me to go through all that and more. So when I come back here, I look back, I have a wife, and I have 3 girls. And I said, God, years ago, 12 years old ago, I was on my own with one suitcase and a backpack. Now I'm coming back with a wife and 3 children and many bags. And I look back to that. That my wife, my children are God's reward. Isn't that what the word says? Behold, parents, children's is the heritage of God as a reward. It's a reward. It's not easy being a dad, not easy being a husband, but it's God's reward. It's a privilege. More than I could imagine, I think. I never imagined that I'm going to have a beautiful wife like her. My dream from the past is different. But God gave me more than anything I could imagine or think. Church, I want you to experience that. I want you to experience the joy of the Lord in serving Him, being a steward, faithfully, putting God above all things. As God gives you what it is now, and you're faithful in what you have now, in where you are now, in what you're doing, as you are faithful, you're going to hear God's going to say, well done, good and faithful servant. You're good with the few that I gave you. Now I'm going to make you rulers over bigger things. Enter into the joy of the Lord. And that's what I want you to experience. I want you to see with your naked eyes and know the joy of the Lord. Amen. I pray that you desire this morning. Let's bow our heads together. In the attitude of prayers, I want you to reflect on what you have heard this morning. I want you to reflect and respond to God. If God were examining you right now, and I believe that He is doing that right now. He examined you in your heart. Can you really confidently say this morning, say that, I know God able to say, well done and good faithful servant to me. I know it's humbling to hear that. Or is it the opposite of that? Have you done a lot of things in your life, in your body, that is not profitable to God? Or is that profitable to God? I want you to examine that. As the prayer of the psalmist says, search me, O Lord, and know my heart today. See if there's any wicked way in me. I want to give you time to let God examine your hearts. And I want to call you, church, to respond to God in prayers. Maybe you need to get down on your knees. Pray together as a family. Pray together as husband and wife. Seek godly counsels. Do it now. Do it now.